Yo, what's going on, guys? This is No Pick and Play coming to you again with another video. The new trailer dropped about 2 hours ago for the next Pokemon Pocket expansion. Comes out June 26th. We knew that already though. But yeah, we actually get to see what we are looking forward to in the next 8 days. So let's lock in, let's take a look and see what we got going on here. Yes, sir. Granted, I did see it already, but I'm just giving my thoughts on it. So we got the evolutions. Shout out to Eevee. Shout out to all the stage ones. So we got Eevee EX. Right? Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's take a look at this. So we got Eevee EX. When I first saw this, I'm thinking, why? I mean, I guess it's a more tanky Eevee, you know, does 30 damage, which is the most consistent damage of any Eevee that's out right now, but it's worth 2 points if it dies. However, the ability VV Evolves where this thing shines. This Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee if you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon. So this allows you to have 4 Eevees in your deck now. So you have 2 regular Eevees, 2 Eevee EXs, and whatever evolutions you want. That's pretty interesting. It sounds like fun. You know, obviously this is gonna work better for some evolutions than others, but it does give you that option to be an EV trainer. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going. 1 retreat cost, not bad. You got all the evolutions. So we got another Vaporeon, and unfortunately Vaporeon is trash once again. The only good Vaporeon is the ability version, and even that one is questionable. But the move is Hyper Whirlpool, 120 HP, not horrible. 70 damage for 3 energy, it's already looking shaky, and look at this. Flip a coin until you get tails. Where's the boo button? Coin flip, y'all know me. Coin flip is T-Rash, Basura, Traga, however you want to say it, Garbaggio. And it's 3 energy for 70 damage. Hey, wrap it up, B. Ain't gonna lie. Garbage. Jolteon, Beginning Bolt. If this Pokemon, 90 health, first of all. It's already mid for stage 1. If this Pokemon evolves during this turn, this attack does 20 more damage. So it needs electric energy. And it's only doing 60 damage once in the game. I mean, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. If it's garbage, it's garbage. Let's keep going. We got Flareon EX. Now this card might actually be decent. Fire kind of struggles. Well, let's read the stats first. 150 HP, tanky boy. That's a tanky fox right there. Ability Combust. Once during your turn, you may attach a fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Already loving it. Y'all know my philosophy. Anything that gives you free energy is automatically fire. No pun intended. If you do 20 damage to this Pokemon. So there's a caveat there. If you're recovering or recycling this discarded energy, you do take 20 damage for it. I guess it's a give and take. While I mean Leafeon just generates energy for free, no punishment, but I guess we'll just not talk about that. And the attack is Fire Spin, 130 damage. Not too shabby, not the best, but that's still a solid amount of damage. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. So essentially, Fire has the same issue. To just wasteful as hell, throwing away energy. At least the ability lets you recover 1 of the energy you discard. So in reality, you only need 1 more energy to attack the next turn. But I don't know. Unless we get another fire recovery card to kind of stop fire types from wasting so much energy. I can see this card working, but it's not gonna be nothing crazy, I don't think. Then we got Espeon, basically another Tapu Lele, with a little bit more health and more commitment to evolve. This says Energy Crush, 20x. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So I mean, it's kind of better because it takes into account all the energy your opponent has. So whether it's on the bench, the active spot, it's doing 20 damage for each energy that's on the board for your opponent. That could be crazy. That could be crazy. Unless they're running something like, I don't know, Rampardos, Silvally. That's a low cost deck. And so at max, you're doing what? 60 damage if you're running against that meta deck. So situational card, but I think it's good. Then we got our boy Umbreon. Shout out to Umbreon. He's finally here. Round of applause for that, first of all. Love Umbreon, my favorite evolution. 100 health, Dark Binding, 40 damage. If the defending Pokemon is a basic, it cannot attack during your opponent's next turn. So this could be crazy. This is semi anti-EX, anti-Darkrai for sure, anti-Giratina for sure. But if your opponent's EX is not a basic, it kind of gets washed, one shot most likely. But I do like this Pokemon. It's situational but efficient. Then we got Leafeon. Now this card might actually be insane. Leaf Blast. First of all, it has 90 health, so it's kind of squishy, but the benefit does not come from the health. This attack does 20 more damage for each leaf energy attached to this Pokemon. So it's doing 10 base and 20 damage for each energy that's on it. Now, obviously, this was made to synergize with Leafeon EX. You can have 2 Leafeon EXs, 2 of these Leafeons, and try to build up and stack as much energy as possible and get a guaranteed amount of damage. Now, that's the key point that makes it better than Celebi, in my opinion, and better than Serena, in my opinion. Because that's a coin flip, you leave it to chance. But this, you have a guarantee, bro. And I love consistency. It's king. Oh yeah, obviously Superior can make a showing with this Leafeon. Yeah, bro. I can see Leafeon's probably the best card in this pack so far. And then we have Glaceon, same 100 health. Ice Blade. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Not the best card ever. 50 damage is a little underwhelming. 2 retreat cost is even more concerning, and then needing 2 energy. You're kind of in a energy chokehold. You know what I'm saying? I can see it being situational, but kind of a mid card. Let's just be honest. Pretty mid. Speaking of mid, I'm sorry to all my Sylveon lovers. Sylveon got an EX though. Beautiful card, beautiful design. 140 health, pretty solid. And fairy types are psychic. I guess we can put the fairy speculation conspiracies away, because here we have a fairy type, a clear fairy type, and it's labeled as psychic, so no new types yet. But ability is Happy Ribbon. Once during your turn, right, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw 2 cards. So basically all it's saying is when you evolve into Sylveon EX, you get to draw 2 cards. Which is great. Drawing cards is always good, but this can only happen twice a game if you evolve 2 Sylveon EXs. But then look at the attack, bro. Holy shit. 70 damage? 70 damage for an EX. That is probably the worst. This might be worse than Gengar. This card might actually be the worst card, the worst EX in the game over Gengar. Because 70 damage for an EX is horrendous, bro. That is horrible. So, I mean, at least we got Sylveon, but I ain't gonna lie, I think this card is basura, garbaggio. Then we have a new trainer, Penny. This one's kind of mid too. Look at a random supporter card that's not Penny from your opponent's deck and shuffle it back into their deck. Okay, so you go in their deck, pick a random supporter, you look at it, you shuffle it back, and then you use the effect of that card that you looked at. I mean, RNG based, so already consistency is king to me, so it's already kind of losing points for that. And then it uses the random supporter effect. I mean, if you're facing a Garchomp deck, if you pull red and your opponent's active Pokemon is not an EX, if you pull Nurse Joe and you have full health, this card can brick in so many situations that are not even hard to get into. I don't think Penny's gonna be good. Penny, I don't want to call her trash too soon. I've been calling a lot of cards trash, but it is what it is. I gotta call a spade, bro. This card could brick in so many situations. Let's just leave it at that. Then we got a new item, Eevee Bag. And you get to choose an effect, which is a new mechanic in this game now. During this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolve from Eevee do plus 10 damage to your opponent's active. Or you can heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon that evolve from Eevee. So you can evolve any of your Eeveelutions or all your Eeveelutions on the board for 20 health, which is pretty good for an item, if I'm being honest. Combining this with Arita is 60 health across the board for your Eevees. Or you can do 10 more damage for your Eeveelutions. It's versatile, so it's better than most of the cards we've seen in this game. Obviously choice 2 seems like the better option, but choice 1 is still situational, so not a bad item. Now I'm really interested in these Pokemon right here, Swirlix, Alcremie, and Milcery. Swirlix and Milcery have a move called Sweets Relay, and if one of your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during the last turn, Sweets Relay does 20 more damage. So it's kind of like, you know, Togekiss' ability, Who else has it? Crabominable. Attacking twice in a row with this move, it does more damage. But also the main point of this combination is Alcremie. Sweets Overload. This attack does 40 damage for each time your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during this game. So every time you attack with Swirlix or Milcery, Alcremie is doing 40 damage for each time that happens. Now that's an infinite number. The more you attack, the higher this number goes. And if you attack at least 4 times, you're doing 160 damage with Alcremie for 1 energy. I ain't gonna lie, that's fire. And these cards are also no energy required or non-energy specific. So this can go in any deck. This can go in any combination. And I can see this move going absolutely crazy, bro. But let's keep going. But yeah, that's it. So I mean, we got 8 days, guys. I'm kind of excited. A lot of these evolutions or these cards are kind of mid. Not Jolteon, Flareon EX looks okay. Alcremie, Swirlix, and Milcery look very interesting. Sylveon EX looks like garbage to me, unfortunately. But Leafeon is actually might be a really good card. But I guess we'll see. 8 days, guys. Hope y'all are ready. I'm kind of excited. Not really, but I guess we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to me what you think about these cards. Are they good? Are they trash? What do you think about what's coming out in this trailer? I'm No Pick and Play, and I'll see you in the next one.